been in. I know that how my body has felt my whole life. The things that they're telling me, I'm like, are you sure you have the right person? Like, this doesn't see, you know, like, it may sound messed up for me to say that, but I really just it didn't make sense to me. So I was just like, let's get this doctor's appointment. I want to see the best. Like, I can't. I'm tired of hearing everyone else's opinion. I need to hear the best. So, yeah,
what's the interaction been like with teams in this past 2.5, 3 weeks since you kind of surprised everybody?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, part of the draft process is kind of, you know, that you're kind of, you know, building your brand and kind of, you know, this is the one time in your football career where it's like you aren't on a team, you're kind of just representing yourself. So over this past 2.5 weeks, I'm just trying to get the word out here that I'm healthy and I'm fine. You know, when you have a heart condition, not a heart condition, but it was a heart condition for 2.5 weeks, you know, teams may get freaked out by that. So, you know, my job over the last 2.5 weeks is kind of do some damage control and get, you know, my information out there from the best cardiologists in the country. Send it to all the 32 teams, and then for me to go out there March 22nd and do some routes in front of them. I only got cleared like 48 hours before that happened. I wanted to show that I'm fine. You know, I felt fine, never felt bad. And then you know, do my testing here today after 2.5 weeks of training. Just want to show, you know, I'm the same person I was at the end of my senior year.
What teams have you worked out for or met with, or which ones are coming out?
I got the Browns on Friday. Couple teams I met with here prior to Pro Day yesterday. It's been going, you know, it's been going well. Just like I said, you know, most guys are trying to raise their stock or you know, do their best. Right now, I'm just trying to get my name back out there because, you know, for a little while, it was tough, you know.
Having this day just so you're kind of yourself and knocked out here too, but does that help with that effort to get your
For sure. You know, it was just me and Mike today. I think we're two pretty good prospects. Both senior captains, both went to the combine, had all-star game invites. So I feel like coming out here today with Mike was a good decision on my part. He's a great player, and I knew he'd have scouts here and all that, and I'd have my scouts, and so we kind of teamed together and try to make the, you know, the biggest event possible, even though it wasn't a true pro day.
Seems like the NFL teams differ in the way they use tight ends. You know, you've done some research on that, who uses tight ends in what way and all that.
Yeah, I mean, in the NFL, it's a little different. They have their guys who are quote-unquote pass catchers and guys that they're bringing in to block. It's kind of weird, you know, all 32 teams do their own evaluations. Some teams have me as a guy, you know, catch a bunch of balls, and a couple of teams have me as a true wide tight end blocking, you know, be that blocking tight end, you know. So Travis Kelce can go catch balls and I can go, you know, biggest runs. Listen, I'll do whatever a team asks me to do. That's what I say. I feel like I think that's a compliment to myself because I feel like it shows that I can do both, and you know, that's why I feel like I am.
Were you happy with your 40 time, or do you think maybe a month prior you could have ran it a little better?
Maybe. Overall, I just think my whole day, you know, running in the 4.7s, and jumping and benching and doing my short shuttles the way I did, it was all upper. If you look at the tight ends, how they did at the combine, it was all, you know, in the top, you know, 75, 80 percentile, and that's, you know, that's all.
How's the pressure today different than pressure from a big game?
It's a little different because, like, it's not real football, really. You know, I know the type of football player I am, and I can get after someone at the point of attack. I can catch balls. I can get myself open compared to worrying about what a stop clock says. So, but you know, I had to make myself into that athlete today, and I felt like today was the best version of myself.
How hard is it to block out the fact there are several scouts sitting over there staring at you?
I mean, it's tough, but I give a lot of credit to Coach Hill and Coach Edmond. They really prepared me for this moment. I trained here instead of going anywhere else. I think they just did an amazing job. They pushed me to my limits every single day. I don't think anyone else could have got me to where I was today in 2.5 weeks that they did.
Do you have a feel for when you might go now after all this?
We'll see. I think you know, the next couple days are important and see who reaches out. You know, I think the biggest thing for me today was just kind of revamp my draft stock. You know, put some numbers out there. Now they know I'm back and healthy, seeing me in person, seeing me back on the field. I think, you know, they'll go back to their respective teams and see where they're at with me.
Were you nervous at all because your dad was a mess?
No, I'm good. I'll be honest, I felt really good. When you get told you possibly can't play football anymore, this was all cake for me. Like, I went through my tough time 2.5 weeks ago. This was coming out here today. I was just blessed to be out here.
Tuesdays with CJ looks like it's going to be continuing. How does it feel to kind of leave a mark on the program?
For sure. That was me and Freddie's plan from the get-go. Is once we got that going, and it was going so well. I told Freddie, you know, I won't be able to do this next year, but I want to, you know, keep this going. So, you know, I did it because obviously I wanted to help, you know, kids. That's, you know, a big passion of mine. But also, I had a lot of time on my hands this semester with only a couple classes because I was a senior. So, you know, they need to find a group of kids that are guys that, you know, had some time on their hands and wanted to spend time with their kids in their free time. And I think they made a great choice with, you know, Austin.
I imagine you saw the other day that Vince told us the tight end
Grant,
room was
sorry, I said Austin. My fault.
Vince told us the other day the tight end room is better, even though you're not there.
No, yeah, I gave him crap about that. I saw him, I heard about that, and I was like, oh, so they're better now. Yeah, I think he just had to hype them up because they had, you know, they had a good scrimmage or something like that. No, I'm happy for those guys. I've been, you know, since I've been around training, I've watched a bunch of practices and scrimmages, and that group's really come a long way. They're young. And they're just going to continue to get better. Like Justin's already, you know, I consider him a starter from last year just because of how many snaps he played and how many times we were in 12 personnel. So I'm not worried about Justin. He's going to be a great tight end for us. But I'm really surprised with the progression that Keaton Upshaw and Brendan Bates have made. You know, even though I played at a younger age than them, I think they're personally a little farther ahead than I was. You know, that just shows, you know, where the program's at. You know, they're not playing. It's probably a good thing.